What is happening, Roger Report fam? Get ready for a whirlwind of NFL action because we're diving headfirst into the most explosive moments of the week. First up, the Dallas Cowboys pulled off a heart-stopping overtime victory against the New York Giants in a game that had everything, including a controversial ending. Then, we're breaking down all the wild details from that insane Giants-Cowboys showdown, exploring every penalty, every big play, and every jaw-dropping moment from Russell Wilson's performance. But wait, there's more. We're going deep into the Giants' perspective, dissecting how Brandon Aubrey's leg ripped their hearts out in overtime. And finally, we've got the unbelievable interception that sealed the deal in that epic Cowboys-Giants battle. You don't want to miss any of this, so hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into it. Cowboys snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in an overtime thriller. It was a game that defied all logic, starting as arguably the sloppiest NFL contest in recent memory before morphing into an absolute barnburner between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. The Giants came out strong, controlling possession and setting a tone, but penalties plagued their early drives, with crucial flags negating big gains and stalling momentum. The Cowboys' defense struggled to contain the Giants' aerial attack, and their own offense sputtered in the initial stages, leaving them trailing. As the game progressed, the momentum swung wildly. Penalties continued to be a major storyline, gifting yards and opportunities to both sides. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys' offense began to find their rhythm, especially in the fourth quarter, with key completions and drives that kept them in the hunt. The Giants, despite offensive fireworks from Russell Wilson and impressive performances from receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Nabers, repeatedly saw leads slip away. Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders found the end zone for Dallas, while Cam Scatebo and Robinson responded for New York, setting up a frantic final sequence. With the game tied and heading into overtime, the Cowboys, after winning the coin toss, nearly fumbled their chance away. However, a crucial interception by Donovan Wilson turned the tide. It was Dak Prescott's legs, with a clutch scramble, that set up kicker Brandon Aubrey for a game-winning 46-yard field goal as overtime expired, securing a wild 40-37 victory for Dallas in a game that will be talked about for a long time. Fans are buzzing about the incredible comeback and the sheer drama of the game, with many calling it an instant classic. The Cowboys' resilience under pressure and the Giants' ability to fight back despite penalties have sparked intense debate across social media. The overtime rules and the clutch kicking of Brandon Aubrey are also major talking points. This game had more twists and turns than a pretzel, but we're just getting started with the NFL drama. Next up, we dive into the heart-wrenching overtime loss for the Giants, dissecting how it all went wrong. Giants suffer agonizing overtime defeat despite offensive explosion. It was a game of what-ifs and missed opportunities for the New York Giants, who battled valiantly against the Dallas Cowboys, but ultimately fell 40-37 in overtime. Despite a career-best performance from quarterback Russell Wilson, who threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, and standout receiving efforts from Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Nabers, the Giants couldn't seal the victory. The game was marred by an astonishing 14 penalties for 160 yards, significantly hindering their ability to maintain drives and capitalize on crucial moments. The offensive unit showed significant improvement from Week 1, eclipsing their previous game's yardage by halftime. Rookies like Cam Scatebo and early season struggles from the offensive line were overshadowed by the aerial assault. Wilson connected with receivers for multiple long gains and go-ahead touchdowns in the fourth quarter, including a stunning 48-yard bomb to Malik Nabers with just 25 seconds left in regulation. However, the defense, despite strong efforts from Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeaux, couldn't hold the Cowboys' potent offense, particularly in the critical final minutes and overtime. The Giants' special teams also had a mixed outing, with a long kickoff return negated by a penalty. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart saw limited action, but his presence seemed to add a new dimension to the offense. Ultimately, a late interception by Russell Wilson in overtime, followed by a game-winning field goal from Dallas's Brandon Aubrey, sealed the Giants' fate, dropping them to a 0-2 record and extending their losing streak against the Cowboys. Fans are expressing frustration over the penalty situation and the inability to close out such a pivotal game. Analysts are debating whether the offensive improvements outweigh the defensive lapses and the costly penalties. The Giants' 0-2 start and their continued struggles against Dallas are major concerns for the fanbase. From the Giants' perspective, this was a game that slipped through their fingers, but the drama didn't end there. Get ready for the kicker who stole the show and broke hearts in our next segment. Brandon Aubrey's leg is a weapon of mass destruction, breaking Giants' hearts in OT. In a game destined for the history books, kicker Brandon Aubrey once again proved to be the Dallas Cowboys' ultimate weapon, drilling a game-tying 64-yard field goal as time expired in regulation, and then a 46-yarder in overtime to secure a brutal 40-37 victory over the New York Giants. This performance not only snatched victory from the Giants, but also put Aubrey in elite company, with his regulation kick coming agonizingly close to the NFL record. The contest was a back-and-forth slugfest, with 41 combined points scored in the fourth quarter alone, showcasing an offensive explosion that contrasted sharply with the game's sloppy start. The Giants, led by a resurgent Russell Wilson, traded blows with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Wilson engineered multiple go-ahead touchdown drives late in the game, including a spectacular 48-yard bomb to Malik Neighbors and a crucial 32-yard connection with Wan'Dale Robinson on fourth down, demonstrating incredible resilience. However, each time the Giants seemed to have the edge, the Cowboys, fueled by critical plays and aided by penalties, clawed their way back. The Giants' defense, despite strong pass-rushing efforts from Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeaux, struggled to contain Dallas's offense in the crucial moments. After taking a late lead with under 3 minutes to play, they allowed the Cowboys to march down the field for a go-ahead touchdown. This set the stage for Aubrey's heroics, forcing overtime where, after neither team could score on their initial possessions, a Dak Prescott scramble set up the game-winning kick. The Giants' faithful are devastated, lamenting the loss and the continuing dominance of the Cowboys over their team. Social media is abuzz with discussions about Aubrey's incredible leg and the Giants' inability to finish games, especially against their division rivals. Analysts are highlighting the psychological impact of such a loss on the Giants' season. That game had a finish that will echo through the league, but the final nail in the coffin was an incredible turnover. We're breaking down the game-sealing interception next. Donovan Wilson's overtime interception seals dramatic Cowboys' victory over Giants. The defining moment of an instant classic between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants arrived not with a touchdown, but with a crucial defensive play in overtime. Safety Donovan Wilson stepped in front of a pass from Giants quarterback Russell Wilson, snagging an interception that ultimately set the stage for the Cowboys' game-winning field goal and a thrilling 40-37 victory. This interception came after a wild regulation period that saw a combined 41 points scored in the fourth quarter alone, with the lead changing hands multiple times. Both teams battled through a flurry of penalties, offensive fireworks, and improbable comebacks. The Giants, despite a stellar performance from Russell Wilson, who threw for a career-high 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, found themselves in a sudden-death overtime situation after Brandon Aubrey's 64-yard field goal tied the game as regulation expired. Under the NFL's new overtime rules, both teams are guaranteed a possession unless the first team scores a touchdown. After the Cowboys were unable to score on their opening possession, the Giants had a chance to win. However, on a deep pass attempt intended for star receiver Malik Neighbors, Russell Wilson's throw was errant, and Donovan Wilson made a diving interception, preserving the Cowboys' chance to win and handing the ball back to Dak Prescott and the offense. This pivotal interception by Donovan Wilson immediately became a major talking point among fans and analysts, highlighting the defensive effort that secured the win. It capped off a dramatic game where momentum shifted repeatedly and showcased the impact of key defensive plays in high-stakes situations. The Giants' inability to avoid turnovers in critical moments, especially on the final offensive possession, is a significant point of discussion. That interception was the icing on the cake of an unbelievable game, but what's next on the NFL agenda? Stick around as we wrap up all the week's top stories. What a show, Roger Report crew. We saw the Cowboys escape a wild overtime thriller against the Giants, 40-37. The Giants battled hard but fell in OT after a dramatic finish. Brandon Aubrey's leg was clutch, and Donovan Wilson sealed the deal with a massive interception. That's all the NFL action for today, but don't go anywhere. Make sure you're subscribed to the Roger Report, smash that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a single update. Follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content and join the conversation. We'll see you next time.